managing attention, communicating respect non-verbally, finding friendly eyes near the front and the center. Say your name. Feel the love. Start your speech.
Hi, my name's Nicole.
Hi, Nicole.
Hi. So when someone mentions meditation, the first thing you probably think of is a bunch of hippies sitting around in a circle chanting. But today I want to tell you that meditation is not just for hippies. It's for everyone, and it's much simpler than you might think. So today I want to persuade you to meditate. I will offer 2 reasons that you should meditate and 3 actions you can take and benefits that will follow if you adopt my proposal. With finals coming up, I'm sure everyone is very stressed and you have a lot you could be doing and that you're probably thinking of it right now. But you get to be so busy studying that you forget to take care of yourself mentally. So meditation is a really good way to just take a second and take care of your mental health that everyone can do and benefit from. The first reason that you should meditate is that it can actually make you smarter. Yeah, you heard that right, smarter. A study was done in 2013 with MRIs that compared meditators and non-meditators, and what they found was really interesting. They found that in meditators, the amygdala is smaller, and that's the part of your brain that controls your fight or flight response, which is like where all your stress comes from, as I'm sure you can imagine. And in contrast to that, they found that the prefrontal cortex was larger, and that's the part that controls higher order brain functions, like awareness and concentration and decision making. So it'll make it much easier for you to stay awake in your 8 a.m.s and actually learn something. Additionally, a researcher named Eileen Luders from our very own UCLA found that meditators actually have more axons, which are the things in your brain that connect the various parts. So it kind of like helps the different parts of your brain all function better in connection. And I feel that this is kind of really interesting information because it shows that just by kind of trying to control your thoughts, you can actually change the structure of your brain for the better. So, yeah. And the second reason that I want you to try meditation is because it can actually make you happier and less stressed. And Oprah actually endorses this on The Late Show with David Letterman last year. So that's pretty cool. But if you don't believe Oprah, you can believe me, because my friend told me about meditation last year, and she kind of comes from an eccentric family, so I was like, oh, you know, I don't really know, like, what do I think about this? But it turns out I gave it a shot, and it's actually really helped me a lot, because I used to be the kind of person who would get just really ridiculously stressed over kind of little things, and a lot of times I would wind up kind of crying, and it was very embarrassing and I'm sure kind of manipulative to the people around me. But I found that through meditation, I could just kind of like take a breath or 2 before a situation where I would feel stressed, and it would really kind of help me calm down and manage my emotions and just be better in control of myself. Because it's natural to feel kind of stressed or anxious or sad or whatever, but you still kind of need an outlet to manage that and make sure it's not excessively like impacting your life. So I feel that everyone has these kind of emotions. Everyone feels stressed or sad, and everyone kind of needs a way to kind of manage this and make sure it's not hurting your life. So now I will give you 3 actions you can take and benefits that will follow if you start meditating. So the first thing you can do is tonight, when you're laying in bed, probably scrolling through your Twitter feed for the 100th time, just instead of that, put your phone down and just sit in a comfortable position and breathe in and out and just focus on your breath. And your mind might wander, but that's okay, because even experienced meditators' minds wander. So just kind of focus on your breath and just do it for 5 minutes. When you're done, I think you'll find that you're much more relaxed and ready to go to sleep. This is called mindfulness meditation, and it only takes like 5 minutes, and you'll find you'll feel a lot better and more relaxed and just ready to go to sleep. The second thing you can do is when you're walking to your next class or back to the dorm, if you're by yourself, just take in everything that's going on around you. Don't let anything occupy your brain for too long. Just see what's around you, let it go into your brain, and just pass through, and don't focus too long on it. This is called I think this one's called mindfulness meditation. The other one was actually called focused attention meditation. Sorry about that, just to clarify. This is called mindfulness meditation. And you'll kind of find that you're more relaxed and ready to go and like receive knowledge for your next class rather than being stressed out thinking about what you're going to have to do or what you have to do when you get home, and you'll just feel better. The third thing that you can do is when you have maybe 5 free minutes or so, just take a second and think about the people in your life and think about what their needs are, how they're feeling, and just really practice empathizing with them. When you do this, this is called compassion and loving kindness meditation, and it can help you feel better about your life and feel like you can relate to people more and just feel more connected with everyone around you, which will in turn make you happier because you feel the love with everyone around you. So in conclusion, I have shared with you 2 reasons you should take up meditating and 3 actions and benefits that will follow if you adopt this. So I know everyone has 5 minutes, you all have the time to spare. So just next time you have these, just do it. And if you're feeling stressed or sad or even just bored, just take a second and say Om. Thank you.
Thank you. Let's start over here. Thank you for respectfully waiting outside.
Hi, I'm Josh.
What was the time? 6:24.
Okay. Yeah, I really liked your speech. One of the things that stood out was that it was simple. You just meditate, and that tends to stick into the audience's minds very easily. And it was also concrete. I really liked your examples. They add a lot of credibility to your speech. And as far as you had really good flow, good timing, and at least I thought, and overall just a really good job.
Thank you. Ruma?
Hi, I'm Angela.
Hi, Angela.
I found your speech to be very informative, and I learned a lot of things. But like, if I were to point out something, maybe you could involve more enthusiasm in your speech. Okay. That's it.
Okay, thank you. Your speech was 6:24, so you were within time. It was a good topic, especially around this time of the year when people are so stressed and frantic because they didn't have the self-discipline to start their studies early and so forth. So, yeah, and one of the things that Nicole told me was that she made a lot of changes in her speech, and I complimented on her and constantly editing and changing, and I think that's a good thing to try to make it better, although it plays havoc on what you turn in, but it's fine, you know, it's good. Well, you started with sort of the negative perception of meditation, people rolling their eyes or thinking of hippies or Buddhists or that sort of thing, or having to give up your life and go off into a cave in Greece or something. And so you just persuaded people that that was the case, so that was good. Your evidence from Harvard and so forth of the was definitely made to appeal to this group of students who want to be smarter, and so if meditation could make them smarter, I think that was good audience adaptation, and so that was good evidence to present to this group. On your second reason, where you used your own life as an example, that was compelling, and that was good. On the concrete actions, I thought that they were okay. I guess I would have also preferred you to say something like the rec center or a website, or I don't know, Transcendental Meditation has a website, or just direct people to where there's a more formalized. I know that our med school offers meditation instruction too, so I know there's a lot of instruction on this campus as well as around, and so maybe this was a little too simple and too cash, and maybe people would appreciate more of a formalized instructional situation to learn. The benefits were fine. Your goals were to be slower, to confront your posture, is it? And to have vocal variety. Oh, to have a confident posture. Okay. And so how'd it go?
The vocalized pauses, I don't think I did so well on that. What else? What were the other ones? Sorry.
Speak slower and vocal variety.
I really tried to speak slower.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure how it came off to the audience, but I kind of practiced that and I tried to speak a lot slower.
Yeah, I was slower, and that was better, more emphatic, so keep that up. And your research was good, so, you got that job done, so thank you. Okay, what does that bring us to? Does that bring us to the D's? Yeah. Okay, the D's. Okay, let's hear from Karen. Hi, Karen.
Hi.
How you doing?
Good. I just want to mention that there's the Mindful Awareness Center, so look on Mark, MARC, and you'll learn more about that. And also at Powell Library where I work at, there's mindful meditations every Wednesday, so just check that out on our website.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay.
Thank you. So, I missed the first part of your information. There's a Mark Center. Where's that? M-A-R-K?
I don't know where it is, but there's definitely a website.
Oh, M-A-R-K?
Mindful Awareness something center.
Oh, okay. Great. Well, thanks for that.
So I'm Karen.
Hi, Karen.
Okay. So who here has heard that
She's texting. Wait for her.
Okay, so who here has heard that ice cream sales increase as murder rates increase? Yay! Statistics in Psych 10. Okay, but who here, out of those people who know that, which is a few of you, believes that eating frozen treats will cause people to become murderers? I don't think anybody should. Good, y'all passed the test. In statistics, my favorite part was learning about the fact that correlation does not imply causation. That two variables, even though they're linked to each other, it doesn't mean that one causes the other. So, in 1998, the Lancet Journal published a study that said that vaccines cause autism. And it wasn't until 12 years later, in 2010, that the journal retracted this false study. And so, why do people still believe that vaccines cause autism? Well, we have the media to blame for disseminating false information to the public. HPV, measles, and others are called preventable diseases for a reason. They can be prevented. And so, unfortunately, a lot of parents these days are increasingly opting their children out of vaccines and therefore putting them at risk of getting infected and therefore spreading it to the school, the gym, anywhere, even home. In 2014, a Forbes article cited that in 2013, the rate of measles had increased threefold since 2000. And that's something really alarming because this means that you, your friends, and family are even at more risk today than 13 years ago. Today I want to persuade you that you should be more informed about vaccines and preventive health care. I will provide you 2 reasons why and 3 actions along with some benefits if you go along with my proposal. Okay. So the first reason why I want to persuade you to become more informed about vaccines is because I want you to make informed decisions for your friends and family and for your future children if you choose to have them. This is because I myself had chickenpox when I was in kindergarten, and I wasn't vaccinated. I remember I was running around the playground playing with friends, but everyone ran away from me because I had red itchy bumps all over my face and body. And I kind of felt like a little monster Frankenstein, and they all teased me from afar. I had to go home. So I don't, also, it's important to note that WebMD in 2013 said that people who have had chickenpox are more likely to have shingles as an adult, which means I'm at risk of getting shingles and having itchy bumps anytime. And so it's really important to take the chickenpox vaccine. And I don't want any of you to ever go through the same pain that I went through, the same humiliation I went through, because we all deserve to be healthy individuals. So the second reason why I want to persuade you to be more informed about preventive health care vaccines is because most of the information on the internet is false, and those are the results that come up first compared to credible sources within the scientific community. For example, according to a 2010 and 2012 study by Kata in the Vaccine Journal, it was found that when people seek out health information, they are more likely to find false information from anti-vaccination websites compared to credible sources from Science Direct or Nature or anything of that nature. So, for example, HPV vaccine, if you search that up in Google, what you're going to find is all the stories about doctors saying that the HPV vaccine caused infertility in girls, and nothing about the effectiveness of the actual vaccine. So it's very important because now people are using vaccines less and less, and that will be a problem because that may start a pandemic. And I want to make sure that I can empower you, because I've been so empowered with the information that I've done research on, so that you could do the same and make those decisions for your friends and family. So now I will tell you 3 actions that you can take. The first one is to check your immunization record. I don't even know where mine is, and I'm still looking for it. So please look at that to make sure you're updated with your vaccines, because an example would be the Tdap vaccine for tetanus. You have to get that renewed every 10 years, and that's probably coming up soon. The second thing you can do, take a flu shot. It's free at UCLA and also at CVS Pharmacy sometimes. And in the wintertime, flu outbreaks happen more often, so you definitely want to take one now, and you don't want to get sick during finals week. The third thing that you can do is to talk to your friends and family and make sure that they are up to date with their vaccination records. And I think that you will benefit from this because you'll have that peace of mind from knowing that your friends and family and yourself have been protected against these preventable diseases. In summary, I have told you 2 reasons why you should be more informed about preventive health care and know more about vaccines, and I've given you 3 actions, which is to check your immunization record, take the flu shot, and talk to your friends and family. And I want to make sure that you are able to make informed decisions for your loved ones, and also to make sure that your health information comes from credible sources. And don't just look on Google, because sometimes those things are false that you find. And most importantly, we should know by now that ice cream sales does not cause murder rates, vaccines don't cause autism or infertility, and even though there may be side effects, there should be no doubt and no reason why you shouldn't take a vaccine if you are the right candidate. Thank you.
Thank you. 646.
Hi everyone, my name is Miriam.
Hi, Miriam.
I thought your speech addressed a topic that most of us don't really think about, and I really like that. And I learned something different because most of the time it's something, I thought that it was deeper than something average, and I really enjoyed it. I felt that you had really good pauses, and you also looked around the room, which was really good, and I just felt like you were really talking to us.
Thank you, Miriam. Yes, please.
Hi, it's Tiffany.
Hi, Tiffany.
Yeah, I also agree that it was really informative and I learned a lot. I guess I would say, I think your last speech and maybe some also before, you also like started with a question, and I think it would have been cool to like switch it up and like maybe try something else. And I also think your intro was like a little bit long, but I do think that it set up like a good start, you know, to everything, and the rest of it like flowed really well from that. So.
Thank you, Tiffany. Yeah, let's start at the very beginning, a very good place to start. Yeah, you started with a rhetorical question and this ice cream absurd example that we all knew was absurd. But when you have a movie star, I don't know what she is. What is Jenny McCarthy? Is she a movie star, or is she just a celebrity, or what is she?
Former Playboy model.
Playboy model.
She used to be on The
Okay.
View.
Playboy model. Okay, there, that's better.
Her in the speech, but she didn't fit.
She's on The View, or used to be, or something. But she wrote a book and made claims about vaccine and autism, and had a big following, and probably caused a lot of this non-compliance with vaccines, and it's sad. So, I agree here that you need to go with some variety. I thought your intro wasn't a great grabber. It was a little corny, but I do like the whole thing about causality and correlation, and it was fine. Your sixth statement was good. I agree. Your whole first beginning went 2 minutes, so you know we were a long time getting to the meat of your speech. Your first support came from a personal story, and that was engaging and good, so that was important, and that was good. Your sixth statement had good evidence from Forbes magazine, and I like the way that you emphasize keywords. It's tripled, you know, and it's really, you know, gone up 3 times, and you know that really, that emphatic style of delivery makes it more effective. On your second reason, you're right. Google presents all these crazy websites because anyone can put up a website saying just about anything, and they have. And it's kind of sad. And yet people follow this, and they have this opt out of, and lots of people are opting out of it. It's a very fashionable thing to do in the west side of Los Angeles and Malibu, for example. On your actions, I thought that they were good actions, and I think that they were consistent with your thesis, so that was good. And your tie back was fine, and you were within time. Your works cited was all within 2014. It was recent stuff, so that's good. So you did a good job. Your goals, I see here, were to make it sticky and have more coordinated movements. What was unexpected?
Unexpected?
Yes.
I guess the fact that, isn't it crazy that nowadays, the statistics I guess I gave, is that there are more higher rates of measles than before?
When we thought we had it cured and it was gone, yeah. Make it more unexpected and incredible with your voice and with your presentation. But you did a nice job. Thank you. Okay, that'll bring us to Pauline.
I'm here.
Perfect. Hi, Pauline. How you doing?
The Kenny speech goals are at the end of it.
Okay, perfect.
And here's the sheet.
Okay, your self-evaluation.
Just to clarify, so that means 30 seconds left, right?
Yeah, 30 seconds. Yeah, 6:45 used, you have 7:15.
Okay, great. Hi, everyone.
Hi, Pauline.
There's something.
Wait a minute, he's writing over there. Okay. Good.
Ready? Because my time is running.
I'll restart it.
Can we start it again?
Yeah.
Thank you. Hi, everyone.
Hi, Pauline.
So there's something both funny and kind of creepy with this class. It's that with all those really personal speeches we all did, we actually know a lot about each other. Which is why I can tell that everyone in this room at some point or another in their lives have suffered from intolerance to the most minimal extent to something more serious. I had a few examples in my head, like Thomas had to apologize when he chose to praise the movie Katy Perry Part of Me, because, like, you know, it felt weird. Isabel was like, I'm going to be such a geek if I start talking about Lord of the Rings. Or Trenton, to a more serious extent, told us that he dated a guy in high school, but secretly because the guy's father couldn't stand the idea of his son being gay. So, sorry for targeting you guys. It just means that your speech is stuck. The important thing is that I want to talk to you today about being more tolerant. I want to persuade you to be more tolerant. And I will give you 2 reasons for that, as well as 3 actions that you can take in order to do so, and the benefits that will grow out of those actions. I know you probably are very tolerant already, because you guys are great, and this is UCLA, California. But I believe that being more tolerant can only be better, because it will benefit other people and you. The first reason that I have for trying to convince you to be more tolerant is that intolerance really takes a toll on people, and the support that I have for that comes from my personal experience. One of my best friends here at UCLA lives in the dorms, and he has 2 roommates, and we really get along with one of them. For the sake of privacy, we're going to call that roommate Jack. So Jack is gay, but his parents are Jehovah's Witnesses, and when they found out, they threw him out of their home. So it's been pretty tough for him, and since we really get along with him, we were kind of worried when he disappeared during an entire weekend and gave no news. But on Monday, we found out he actually tried to kill himself by jumping off a roof, and a security guard saw him right on time and told him. So he's having psychological counseling now, and he claims he feels better, but I just feel like a lot of suffering would have been spared if Jack's parents would have been more tolerant. So that would be my first reason. The second reason that I have for you guys to try to be more tolerant than you already are is that it will actually help you by not letting other people's actions get on your nerves. You'll just feel better. And the support I have for that also comes from my personal experience. I have a good relationship with my grandma, but I have to say she's one of the most intolerant persons I know. And that actually makes her unhappy more than anything else. She, for instance, she's still not over the fact that her daughter, not my mom, my aunt, divorced from her husband with whom she had 2 kids. And it's been 10 years. But she keeps on picking on her, like, every occasion, and because of that, because of her stubborn reaction to, like, I don't want my daughter to get divorced when she has kids, they had a bad relationship, and this is greatly due to my own grandma's intolerance. So that would be my second reason for trying to be more tolerant. It's that it actually also makes you feel better, like not letting other people's actions get on your nerves. Now that I've given you those 2 reasons, I want to propose 3 actions that you can take to be more tolerant. And this is going to sound a little as a moralizing, but the first action that I would like you to take is simply think before you talk. That sounds easy, but actually most of us sometimes, none of us are cruel, but we can say stuff and realize only after that how hurtful it could be. I was at a party the other time, and there were 2 guys, 2 girls, and one of the guys had a girlfriend, and he wanted to encourage his buddy to go talk to the 2 girls, and one of them was more attractive than the other. And all the guy, well, he was kind of drunk, but still, he just yelled to his friend, like, "Go, pick the pretty one!" And I saw, like, the face of the other one that was just like, "Oh, thank you." So I thought that was hurtful, but most of us, it's just that the guy didn't think, you know? So that would be my first piece of advice. The second one is tightly related to the first one. It's about empathy, and it's a really classic piece of advice, but just like put yourself in someone else's shoes. You know, that should help being more tolerant by not saying hurtful stuff. And my third and last action that I suggest you can take is a little different, and it's when there's something that's bothering you, but you really can't do anything about it, just try not to care. Let it go. What I mean by that is, I could explain it with an example. When I found out that my widowed mom was having an affair with a married man, I kind of tortured myself with contradictory thoughts for days because I felt really bothered by that, but on the other hand, I really couldn't do anything about it. And at some point, I just realized that, given that fact, I just had to let it go and see how it was going to turn out. And the magic words came in French, and it was like, "Sinon, on s'en fout," which roughly means, pardon my French, or I could just not give a shit. This would be my third action that I suggest you guys to take. If something's bothering you, the way your sister dresses, or your brother's incredibly lame hobbies, I don't know, just let it go. And when you have performed all these actions, you should be a true ray of sunshine, because you would feel better, and other people are going to feel better because of you being more tolerant. So in summary, I've given you 2 reasons and 3 actions that you could take in order to be more tolerant. There should be no doubt in this room that people trying to be more tolerant could only be a good thing. Not just because we could hear more speeches about Katy Perry Part of Me or Lord of the Rings, because those were truly great speeches, but because in general it will help you feel better, and it will also benefit other people from that. Thank you.
Thank you. 6:54. Thank you for respectfully waiting your time. We're somewhere over here.
Hi, I'm Nicole.
Hi, Nicole.
I really like the topic of your speech. I think it's a good kind of reminder for everyone. And also, your delivery was really kind of fun and peppy, and I liked how you connected with the audience in the beginning. I think it kind of got everyone engaged and wanting to listen.
Okay. Improvement.
Hi,
Hi, Anne.
I really like what Nicole said. I really like your speech. It's personable. You relate to anyone, and you've gotten into something you can all have common experience with. Improvement-wise, I guess the only thing is, according to the prompt, you didn't have a lot of statistic to back up your final, or the subject itself. I think you've done well in using your own personal experience, but I really more about Nicole.
Yeah. Okay. Let's talk about the speech. I think that you chose to make it a very personal speech. It wouldn't have hurt to have some statistics about the level of intolerance that goes on in our
Actually, I really
society.
looked for it from the deep internet, and I couldn't find anything that was relevant. So I was just like, I knew that it was going to lag, but...
Yeah. Okay. So you knew that was out there, and da-da-da-da-da. Okay. Let's start with the top. Your intro was excellent. You noticed that she made allusions to other people's speeches, and that was good because I noticed that all the people that you mentioned perked up, and oh, she remembered me, she mentioned me. That was great. And so that was good, and it shows that you were an active participant in the class, and so that was a good intro. I like that. You got through to your setup with 122, so that was you didn't waste a lot of time at the top end, and so that was good. Although you acknowledge that California is pretty darn tolerant, you know, for the most part compared to some places, the South and so forth. But okay, so your evidence comes from personal experience. You told a very good story of Jack with the Jehovah's Witness parents that told him to go kill himself and disowned him, and he actually tried, and now he's okay, but he's despondent over those cut deeply, those tracks when your parents reject you, and yet he can't help being gay because this isn't something you choose. So that was a good story, and you brought it back to your thesis that this could have been spared if only Jack's parents were more tolerant. Good luck with them being, you know, hardcore Jehovah's Witnesses, right? My experience with that clan has been they're not very tolerant of apostates. On the your second reason, your mother roaming off the reservation with a married man, and you having first a kind of a bad reaction, but then a c'est la vie reaction, and then whatever reaction, was a good story and personal and compelling. You didn't have to tell us that your mother was sleeping with a married man. That was good. That was good and juicy, so I like that. On your...
she ended it for the sake of...
Okay, she ended it. She goes to Mass every morning. Okay, yeah, right. And your actions, first off, I think that when you go to these drunken parties, none of your tolerance applies because alcohol doesn't help tolerance, period. Your second one, though, was a good suggestion. Your third one was, you know, a good one, too. So those were good. Your summary, your conclusion, and your tie back to your intro was good. You wanted to control your hands, fill the room with your energy, and bury your tongue. How to go?
I don't know if the whole hands thing went well. Still too much.
Yeah.
Fidgeting. But for the energy, I thought it was good. But
Yeah, it was
I kind
entertaining.
of rushed through it. I wish I would have gone more slowly. That when I paced myself the other day, it was like 9 minutes, and I panicked.
Oh, I see.
So,
Well, you had about 20 seconds you could have used, so. But it was entertaining and it was interesting speech, so thank you. There's more research. Okay, that will bring us to Blake. Blake Edwards. Hi Blake, how you doing? That's good. Thank you.
Okay. Hi, I'm Blake.
Hi Blake.
Yeah? Okay. Alright, before I came to UCLA, I feel like I had a pretty good understanding of the Los Angeles area. It's a big city with a lot of culture, a big entertainment industry, and beaches and mountains all in one place. What I didn't know is that there were multiple waterfalls within a 30-minute radius, an abandoned Nazi camp in Brentwood, and hundreds of hikes with the most insane views. Since I've been living here, these are some of the things that I've gotten to do, and they are by far my favorite memories. If it's from going on a weekend hike or even just to Santa Monica on a random Monday, these adventures have helped me to have the best time possible, and it's been more exciting than I could have ever thought. So today I want to persuade you to go out and explore your environment. I'll give you 2 reasons why you should do this, and actions you can take, as well as benefits that will follow if you adopt my proposal. If the most exciting thing that you've done this last weekend was watch your favorite TV show on Netflix, then I think it's time to make a change. The first reason that I think you should go out and explore your surroundings is because it's a great way to relieve stress. In 2011, Michigan University did a study that showed that nature group walks were related to lower levels of depression, less stress levels, a better well-being altogether, and a better mood. The study showed that people who were going through tough, stressful life events at the time had an increase in their mood after going on these group nature walks. I don't know if finals counts as a serious life event, but I know that if you go take a day to go out and do something physical with either friends or even meet some strangers, then you're going to have a great time as well as relieve some of that built-up stress. This past weekend, I had the opportunity to go out and do a Spartan race, and although it was a planned adventure, it helped me to get out and go get active outside with my sister and hundreds of other people, and I can honestly say that I feel refreshed and ready to take on the next week. The second reason that I think you should go out and explore your surroundings is because by going out and actually getting dirty, it'll actually make you more healthy. This is 2011. The CDC came out with an article of the benefits of physical activity, and it pretty much said that physical activity will not only help you to be at lower risk for cardiovascular disease, it'll strengthen your bones and muscles and also help you live a longer life, but it also helps you improve your mental health and your mood. So by pretty much going out on an adventure, you will not only keep your mind sharp, but you're also going to be healthier and happier. Either by going on a hike, or if it doesn't have to be that physical, you can just go explore a new city. You're going to satisfy that craving for adventure while also keeping yourself healthier. So now I'm going to tell you 3 actions that you can take in order to go out and explore your environment. The first action you can take is go and research places that look interesting to you and places you want to visit. There's one blog that I like to look at that's called One Cool Thing Every Weekend, and it's pretty much a guy who is based out of the Los Angeles area. He does one cool thing every weekend, and he posts about it, and he'll put out pictures and all the information about it, so you can go and search that and see what looks most interesting. Another way you can do that is there's a UCLA hiking club, which actually goes on hikes every week, and that's a great way to meet new people. And there's also a lot of hiking groups in the Los Angeles area that goes on night hikes and day hikes if you like hiking. Another way I like to do is you can use social media to your benefit and go look at the people who have done cool things, and by looking at their platforms, you can see other places to go. The second action that you can take is go out and find an exploring buddy. Ask a friend or a coworker or a relative if they want to go on an adventure, and after that you're going to motivate each other to go out and do more things. My exploring buddy is my sister, and the last thing we got to do is we went to the Vasquez Rocks, if you've ever been there. If not, it's a big park that has like giant geological rock structures that you can climb and explore, and it's a really cool place. If you've never been, you should definitely go. And the third action you can take is pretty much go big or go home. Although these small adventures help you to stay excited throughout the year, planning one big trip might be the best way to satisfy that craving for adventure. Either use your spring break or your summer break and go plan a trip. Really put yourself out of your comfort zone and into a new environment. That way you have somewhere new to explore. This summer I worked at a sleepaway camp in Pennsylvania, and on our days off, we would go and explore new areas, and we only had 24 hours, so it really was spontaneous, and it really was an adventure. And in that, like, 5 or 6 days we ended up going to the Jersey Shore in New York City. We went cliff jumping in Ithaca and hung out on the Delaware River. And through those adventures, I definitely made lifelong friends, and that was definitely my favorite experience that I've had so far in my life. So, in summary, if you follow these actions, you are going to feel not only healthier and happier, but you're going to be more excited about the weekends to come, and you're going to feel more excited about the future in general. So in summary, I've told you 2 reasons why you should go out and explore, and I've given you actions that you can take and the benefits that are going to follow if you do adopt my proposal. There should be no doubt in this room that you really do want to go plan your next adventure. So now it's time to make a change, and instead of Netflix being your full day, it can be what you do after your day's over. So go out and find a beautiful waterfall or explore a new area, because it really will make you healthier and happier.
Thank you. 6:35.
Hi, I'm Angelica.
Hi, Angelica.
Blake, I think this was probably your best speech because I think you really improved on speaking slower and with more energy. Because like this time, there was like a nice calm tempo plus like enthusiasm for like points and like emphasizing certain parts. So yeah, I really liked that improvement. It was nice.
Improvement?
Got it. Hi, I'm Trenton.
Hi, Trenton.
I also really liked your speech. I liked like your tone, like how it varied, like Angelica said. The only thing I have to say is, it seemed during your speech you were a little jittery. Like you would hop back and forth on like from one foot to the other, and you would like play with your hands a lot in front of you. And I mean, it's like not bad, but I mean, it was like, I don't know. It's like, it's not a good speech.
Yeah. Okay, those were all good comments, Blake. You've improved, and that was good. You can come in and sit down. Thank you for respectfully waiting at the door. When you turn in, best put it in an outline instead of these long, dense paragraphs. It will help you remember better, although you remembered most of what you had to say. Your intro was intriguing. I'm intrigued by the abandoned Nazi camp in Brentwood. Tell me about that.
It's literally just, there's like 500 steps down in the middle of like a random mountain in Brentwood, and it literally comes up to like an abandoned Nazi camp that they were, people like thought that Hitler was going to take over America, so they built that in LA so all his followers could go there, and then it didn't happen. So, yeah.
So they were getting ready for Hitler to win the war, huh? Okay, good. Well, that was an intriguing part of your introduction. You certainly appealed to people to get out of their rut and to get off the TV, and that was good. You took about 1:12 for your setup, which was pretty good. Could have taken a little longer, but that was good. You were slowing down. That was good. You quoted the University of Michigan of this year, so you had recent evidence and showing that there's definite benefits to hiking, some mental illness and stress and that sort of thing, and then you capped that with your Spartan race, which was a personal example, and that was good. The CDC in 2011, if there's a doctor attached to it or an author, that doesn't hurt to also mention that. That gives it more credibility. On your concrete actions, I thought they were good. This website, Cool Things I Do Every Weekend, is that what it's called? And
yeah,
so
one cool thing every weekend.
One cool thing every weekend, so people could find that. And so you gave them some tangible places to go, the UCLA Hiking Club and that sort of thing. And then find a hiking buddy, so that seemed to be good. I thought you were going to skip the benefits, but you didn't. You came back and presented those, so that was good. You wanted to use up all your time, talk slowly and clearly, and pause between points. How'd it go?
Better.
Yeah, I think it went better. You did a good job today. I think that this is a good speech that you had a personal passion for. I would just ask you what I've been asking others. Did you plan or put anything unexpected in this speech?
I thought the beginning was a little unexpected, like you didn't know about that, so.
Right, the Nazi war camp in Brentwood. Yeah, that's good, yeah. Okay, thank you. Okay, that will bring us to... That will bring us to Tiffany. No, Ann. Are you a D? Oh, you're an A. Now that brings us to Tiffany. Tiffany Camo Crazy. She's not in the class. Okay, you lucked out. That brings us to Damont. Oh, do you need to?
No, it'll wait. Thought it was on Tiffany.
Hi, Devon. How you doing today?
I'm good. Good. What's up?
Okay, he stands before you, managing attention. She's writing. Communicating respect, flinging friendly eyes near the front and the center. Say your name, feel the love.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Damont.
Hi, Damont.
Hey. So, as a kid, I always loved juice, Gatorade, soda, anything but water. Probably because of the lack of taste, I guess. However, how things are happening now, I learned to cherish water. I understand that water is very essential to us, and that if we do not have water, we can't survive. It's just that simple. So today, I want to persuade you guys to conserve water. I want to persuade you guys to conserve water because it is something that we need in order for us to see our grandkids and their grandkids surviving and living the life that we want to live. So, I will give you 2 reasons why we should conserve water, along with a few actions and benefits that will follow if you choose to adopt my proposal. The first reason that I would like to give you guys is a fact that Mr. Toby in the LA Times said. In November 5th, 2001, he stated that in 25 years, 1 out of every 3 people will not have adequate drinking water. If that don't scare you, I don't know what does. Imagining yourself not having enough clean water to drink or to bathe in, or, you know, just not having clean water, period. So if that was true, that means that we are about 10 years away from that point right now. That is why I'm trying to persuade you guys to conserve water. It's very essential. Okay, so the second reason why I want you guys to conserve water is because Amber T, earlier this year in October, stated that our body is 75% water. And if we was to lose just 1 to 2%, then our bodies will become dehydrated. Just 1 to 2%. That's all we need to lose for our body to become dehydrated. So you can see how this will become a problem if we don't have adequate drinking water. I really realized that it was serious when laws were put into place. Now in Los Angeles, you cannot water your grass more than 2 times a week without getting fined. When my mom told me this, I started laughing at her until I seen a notice on my neighbor's door saying that they overuse their water. I couldn't believe that the city can really regulate water, but it's happening. It's just that serious that it's really happening. So, to actually conserve water, I have 3 actions that you can take. The first obvious action, mostly for the ladies, is take shorter showers. There's no need to be in there singing, having a good old time, letting the water run down your body, thinking about what you're going to do later on. Just get in the shower and get out. That's all. Just get out. And another thing with that is while you're brushing your teeth, turn off the water when you're not putting your toothbrush under the water. That's one way to conserve water. The next way that you can conserve water is, well, the next way, and my favorite way, is kind of scientific. If you was to put 2 inches of sand in a water bottle and fill the rest up with water, and then put that in the toilet's tank bank, then you will be saving 10 gallons of water per day. Did you guys know that? That's 10 gallons of water per day off of just toilets. So, the third action that you can take to conserve water is
wash machines and dishwasher.
Yeah, the third action that you can take to conserve water is simply making sure you have a full load when you're washing dishes or when you're washing your clothes. I feel like if you was to take these actions, we will see a dramatic change in the whole world population. We will then be prolonging the 25 years, the predicted 25 years where one out of every 3rd person would potentially die because they don't have adequate drinking water. In summary, I have told you 2 reasons why we should conserve water, which is 1, we're in a serious water drought. And 2, we need to understand that we are living for the future. What we do is directly going to affect our children and their children. So it'll behoove us not to follow the instructions of just simply saving water. And I also gave you actions that you can take in order to save water, which includes your showers, the brushing of the teeth, the washing full loads, and of course, by law, not watering your grass more than 2 times a week. There should be no doubt in this room that we need to save water in order for us to survive. In order for us to actually see a future, water has to be there. We need clean water. In conclusion, I am going to personally learn how to conserve water more, and I hope that you guys do too. And although as a kid I loved juice, water has now become my best friend. Thank you.
That was 6:39. Thank you for respectfully waiting outside.
Hi, I'm Pauline.
Hi, Pauline.
So I really liked your speech. I thought it was a serious subject, but it was also really funny. So I don't know if it was entirely on purpose, but it was really good, the funny part, and it's an important topic. So I thought the suggestions you made were interesting.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Pauline. Improvement.
Hi, Trish.
Hi, Trish.
I really liked your speech. I thought that it was a really important topic as well. For improvement, I would say less swaying, because you would sway a lot. And then you did a really good job till you got tripped up, but then you recovered from that after. But just try, if you do get tripped up, to like just say something that will like go along with your topic so you don't trip up. But otherwise, good job.
Thank you.
Okay, let's start at the top. Good subject area. We know there's a drought. We know there's a water shortage. We know that there's a kind of a built-in need that your audience knows about. So you were half the way with your persuasion. You almost just had to reinforce what I hope everyone almost already knows. So, and according to what Dr. Zarefsky was saying in your text, you know, this was a reinforcement exercise in this case. On your setup, you did it quickly, so you got through that nicely. On your first reason, I was a little taken aback by the date on your evidence, 2001. That's old evidence, and you could have come up with something more recent from the LA Times or the New York Times rather than something that's almost 13 years out of date, long before the drought. So think about that and come up with stuff that's real recent. I said I wanted to see evidence that's no more than 1 or 2 years old. Your other piece was 2014, which was good, but that piece was real old. So we want to have, I know it said what you wanted to say and was a very catastrophic quote, which was what you were looking for, but it was very old. And I would like also you to have had more quotes in there and expanded the section. And I noticed you had your story of your mother and the thing in there, and that was good. So you had statistics and a personal story, and that was fine. Your second quote is strange too. It was, you said November of this year. Amber T. Was that his first name and his middle initial? No last name.
First name and last initial.
Yeah, it was a strange way to cite it. You know, usually you'll say Professor Jones in 2014 or something. So it was an odd way to put it. But in any case, it was a good quote. But again, it would have been nice to have a story after that as well. On your concrete action, I don't know. I felt a little sensitive when you singled out women for taking long showers.
I was supposed to.
I guess in your experience, women do take long showers. That hasn't been my experience, so I didn't agree with you. But if that's your experience, more power to you.
Quick question: do women take long showers?
Depends.
Averagely.
Yeah.
Thank you. That's all I know.
Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
Do they?
And it was supposed to be like a debatable.
What do you say?
We spend most of our time prepping to take the shower, and then afterwards.
That's part of the shower.
Where you live?
Y'all be having the showers just running while y'all in the room. See, you see how debatable it is? That's unexpected, right?
All right. Quiet. On your second and third case of actions, they were actions that people can take, and they were good actions, so that was good. I noticed that you came up toward the end of your speech with a lot of time, so you slowed down considerably and filled it in, and that was good. Watch the swaying. You'll see it tonight when you watch YouTube. You'll see your thing.
I don't think I'm ever going to stop that. It's been happening for a long time.
Yeah.
It's
okay.
just like I can't stay.
God built you that way.
Yeah. So serious.
You're beyond redemption, huh? Okay. I think that if you lock your legs a little harder, that you won't sway. And if you move 3 times, that'll stop the swaying. But overall, except for the evidence, more evidence, you chose a good topic and you did a nice job. Thank you. What's our time looking like? Is there time for one more?
Oh, yeah, and the batteries in red.
Ooh, should we try to get one more on it?
I think we could, yeah.
Okay, we'll try to get one more. Who do we have? Come on. Nina. Oh no, I'm supposed to go up here. To Lauren.
Not Nina?
No, to be consistent, it's Lauren. Okay, go quickly, the battery's down. We may lose you, but that's life. You've seen yourself before. Okay, roll.
Hi, I'm Lauren.
Hi, Lauren.
Alright, so take a look at your skin. It's healthy, it's youthful, and it's cancer-free. At least for now. June K. Robinson, a professor of research at University of Northwestern University, estimated that 1 in 5 Americans will likely get diagnosed with skin cancer within their lifespan. There's what, like 25 of us in here? That means that 5 of you will likely get diagnosed. However, getting skin cancer isn't a lottery system. You can take preventative measures to make sure that you're not one of those 5. Today I would like to persuade you all to take the preventative measures necessary to protect your skin from the sun. I will give you 2 reasons why and 3 actions and benefits that will follow if you decide to adopt my proposal. The actions I'm going to propose are easy to take, and I can guarantee that they will save your health in the future. The first reason why you should all protect your skin from the sun is because with too much sun exposure, you risk getting melanoma. According to the International Journal of Dermatology, published in 2010, cited that there were 132,000 new cases of melanoma occurring each year worldwide, and that this was responsible for the most cancer-related deaths in the world. Also, that amounts to about 65,000 people. As opposed to other less aggressive forms of skin cancer that are not melanoma, those are about 2 to 3 million, and they're projected to double in the next 30 years. That's pretty insane considering that this is all preventable. And these other non-melanoma skin cancers, although they're not fatal in themselves, they can invade other tissue, and that can be fatal. My father is someone who contributes to this statistic. He was diagnosed with squamous cell carcinoma 3 years ago, the day after his 46th birthday. The cancer had spread from his head all the way down to his neck, and he was scheduled to begin treatment immediately. He went through countless treatments where they lasered his head and radiation, and it was a really painful time for my family and I. And ended up, a year after his diagnosis, he had his last treatment, so now it's safe to say he's 2 years cancer-free. But during his treatment, once I asked him why he thought he had gotten skin cancer, like why him, and he knew. He said that it was because as a child he had completely blown off wearing sunscreen, and that habit followed him through his adult years, and he knew the neglect had caught up to him. So it really resonates with me, and I'm passionate about this because I've seen my dad go through it, and as far as us, like my family and I, it caused a huge financial burden on us. And the worst part about it is that it could have all been prevented. The second reason why you should all protect your skin from the sun is because I know what too much UV exposure looks like. When I was in high school, I worked at a tanning salon, and we would have regular customers who would come in daily, and the damage was most visible on them. There's this one man in particular who had really white teeth and bleached out hair, and he jokingly became our tanning salon mascot because he was there every single day at 4 p.m. and would do full time in his our most powerful booth. He, to me, was, aside from his brilliantly white teeth, he had terrible skin, like really bad. Like he had tons of wrinkles and his skin looked like leather. And his chest and arms were covered in sunspots to the point where it looked like he had a new shade of skin on his upper torso. To me, he looked like he was pushing 65, give or take. But out of curiosity one day, I pulled up his profile, which you can pretty much find anything you want to know about any one of our customers. And he, in the past 3 years, had tanned over 500 times, and he was actually 44. It was really clear to me that it was because of these tanning beds that were literally having him age so quickly. He looked 20 years older than his actual age. So for me, tanning beds are probably one of the worst things you can do for your skin. According to the International Journal of Dermatology, published in 2012, long-term usage of indoor tanning under the age of 30 is associated with an increased risk of melanoma by 75%. And this is because in the booths, the UV rays that are emitted are almost 10 times stronger than what we receive in our normal sunlight. And this causes photoaging. And photoaging is pretty much just a fancy word that means you look a lot older, a lot quicker. And so, in hindsight, I feel kind of guilty because I know that this was happening to our tanning mascot. And at one point, I was actually selling cancer to either uninformed people or careless people. So that's why I'm going to redeem myself and offer you all 3 actions that you can take to make sure that you prevent skin cancer and the exposure, or what can happen from long-term exposure from the sun. The first action you can take is to wear sunscreen every day. I know you've probably been told it 1,000 times, but just make it a part of your daily routine. By doing this, you bring it up to the same importance of brushing your teeth and deodorant, and you won't even think twice about it. And for women, if you wear face makeup, buy makeup that already has SPF in it, and you'll save yourself an extra step. And secondly, you can make a promise to yourself to never use a tanning bed if you want a quick tan. Instead, do a spray tan or something. It's quicker, it's safer, and they can draw abs on you upon request. Just saying. And thirdly, if you have any unusual markings or moles that pop up suddenly, get them checked out by your doctor. It's really effortless, and remember that skin cancer is curable in its early stages, so it's worth getting it checked out if you have any concerns at all. By doing this, you'll feel a sense of relief, knowing that you're doing your body and your future self a favor. Today I've shared with you 2 reasons why you should all protect your skin from the sun, and 3 actions that are easy and manageable and can really save your health in the future. Love and cherish your skin. Don't be the 1 in the 5 in the room that gets skin cancer by neglect. Take the necessary measures that you need to stay healthy and beat the statistic, because realistically, we all can.
Okay, we're somewhere back here.
I really liked your speech because I'm...
Start with your name.
Hi, I'm Maria.
Hi, Maria.
I thought it was really relevant because I always put on sunscreen. I make my friends put on sunscreen. I'm the mom of the group, making sure everybody has it. So I think that's really important to get that out there. And I like how you were passionate about it. And it was interesting how you worked at the tanning place, because it's so opposite to the other side of it. So that was really cool.
Yeah, why is that? Why did you work there? It was just a job?
It was the best
High
paying
school job?
Yeah. High school was easy. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm
But
really against it.
did you ever
It's
jump
okay.
in the cage yourself?
No.
Oh.
God, no.
Hi, I'm Brianda.
Hi, Brianda.
Hello. So I thought as you went on, your speech got better and better, and I think the confidence just kind of started building up. I would recommend maybe just practicing your beginning more. I don't know. I think you practiced your speech because it clearly showed at the end. I think maybe you were just nervous or something, and you stuttered a little bit and got nervous. Other than that, though, I felt that you were very passionate. There were some unexpected elements. It was really good.
Thank you.
Okay, let's talk about that. What was designed into this that was unexpected? The old man that was 44, that was 65, or what?
I guess you could say that. I think it's pretty crazy that there's 2 to 3 million occurrences of skin cancer a year, and it's supposed to double. That's really significant. And 1 in 5, that's a ton.
And what about emotion? Was that from your telling about your dad's cancer?
Yeah, I didn't really think twice about skin cancer before my dad got it. So
yeah. Well, I liked your opening, and I liked your research, and you cited the dates. Thank you. And I thought your research, coupled with your dad's story and your story of the crazy guy that had been there 500 times.
Yeah,
I don't understand. I really don't. So the actions, I think, were good for people. I think putting it in the makeup, I think, is a good call for people. It's easy to do. Let's see. Your goals were to not rush, don't have distracting manners, and longer eye contact. How'd it go?
Do you know my time on this week?
I don't, because...
6:01.
6:11?
6:01.
6:01, yeah.
Oh, okay, wow. Yeah, I, every time I practiced, I was over 7 minutes significantly, so I must have just forgotten things or just sped up. I think I did okay with the distracting mannerisms. I just, when I think, I talk when I think, I don't know. And what was the other one?
Don't have distracting manner, longer eye contact.
I wish I had longer eye contact.
Yeah, I'll work on that, 3 to 5 seconds. Okay, folks, our work is done for the day. Return with honor.